Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is another episode of No Cap Radio. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share, and thank you everyone who's been supporting us thus far on this journey. And that's why we keep bringing y'all dope episodes. And I always say, this is a special episode, but this one definitely is. And I'm gonna tell you why. We're here with my brother S. Wet. We're here at his gym, I Am Global Fitness. And this brother's a straight entrepreneur, but the thing about it is he started in music with me, and we just want to catch you up, catch the people up in real time from where you started to where you are now, how you got here. So your early beginnings. I know you from New York, and as a lyricist, you were always fit. You know, you were always into fitness, stuff like that. So how did fitness and music start your early life and career?
Well, I'm from the Bronx, so there you go. That's the epicenter. That's where it started. You know, I was trying to break dance on cardboards. I was always influenced by my family members trying to cut records, buying records. It was commonplace for kids in my neighborhood, Eden Wall Projects, Co-op City. You know, that's my stomping grounds, White Plains Road. Kids were just trying to be like the older dudes. We were in it, you know what I mean? And you know, I was trying to write my raps as early as like 10, 11 years old.
Okay,
you
so
know,
I
was trying, I was trying. And you know, fast forward, how I got into fitness is I was always a follower. I was always a follower of the older heads, my cousin and them, and he was, you know, doing, you know, in New York, it's a big deal to do like calisthenics, you know, banging out push-ups, fancy push-ups, fancy pull-ups, like that was commonplace. And you know, I was just being a follower, you know, wasn't leading, you know. And then fast forward in life, you know, as MCing became prevalent and stuff like that, I started making records.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, how I got in contact, you know, we'll go to how I got to Virginia, but
Right.
but when you guys started making records, I was making records, right? And I was just being an MC. You know what I mean? I thought I was gonna take this someplace, but then I got involved with other things that is not conducive to vitality. It's not conducive to doing the right thing, you know. And that element came from the same place where I learned hip hop from. You know, I brought New York City with me everywhere I went. You know, arrogantly. Arrogantly. You know, you feel me? Arrogantly.
Yeah.
And then I got humbled by Virginia. Virginia humbled me, and I thank God for that, because that made me the man I am today.
Right.
So as far as fitness, you know, I was always fit because I'm a former student athlete. So I'm a former basketball player. You know, I played the game. I gave the game all I had.
Yeah.
I went to Virginia State, and guess what? I got humbled by Virginia State. So while New York City gave me this passion for lyricism and all of that, which is dope, you know, it gave me an element of it gave me a pompous nature that it's still there, but I had to be humbled by the elements elsewhere outside of New York.
Gotcha.
And I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful because, you know, now I can just say, this is what it's like to have talent. This is what it's like to win. But I also know what it's like to lose. And I also know what it's like to suffer. And this is how you make it out of a loss. This is how you make it out of suffering. And I will tell you this, and you'll probably hear this throughout this extraordinary moment, but God is the only way. God will always be there. God will always be there. And how powerful the Spirit of God is when you call on it, and they get inside your body, and you get that goosebump feeling, your eyes get welled up, and the tears start flowing. That's when you start growing.
Yeah.
That's when it happens.
I love
And that's
it.
how I grew. That's how I grew.
Well, look, man, we ain't even look. We done poured the drinks up. We gotta have a toast, man. We be so anxious to get into the story, but look, we gonna take a toast.
Yeah.
And then look, I ain't never expect a New York brother to say to Virginia humble. I'm thinking it's gonna be the other way around, right?
Right.
So we gotta get a little deeper into that, and I gotta know exactly how you were humble, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, we gotta take
Yeah.
a toast to you,
Yeah.
man, because
Yeah.
we appreciate you coming.
Hey, look, they gonna make me sip this, right?
Hey, look.
but
This is all Miss Rogers. She insisted. She said, oh, this is like a big reunion for y'all. You know, this is, I mean, it's been 10, 15 years,
So-
man, we've been doing music.
That's
Like,
right.
and I don't know how long it's been since I've actually seen you, like in person. It's
That's
been,
right, brother.
it's been a while,
it's
bro.
been a long time.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
talking like, I'll say probably 2011 or 12, brother, and we in 24, so it's been that long.
That's when we were working, and I do remember bumping into you at the mall one day, and I don't even think you were rapping anymore at this point, and you was just inspiring me and motivating me to keep going, and that probably was like 10 years ago.
I remember
You
that.
Remember that?
So I can't. I'm only paraphrasing. During that conversation, I said, "Hey, I appreciate you for staying in the game.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
You are a talent."
Yeah.
And I left it at that.
Yeah.
Because when you first surfaced, like not for nothing, like, so, you know, let me keep it real. So I'm from New York, so I think I'm the best lyrical thing since sliced bread. But when you came on the scene, I said, he's gonna be a problem. When young Domi, where camera? When young Domi came on the scene, like, we had knew, okay, there's an MC here. Like there was, look, listen, to me, you know, rest in peace to Big Cat. That was my
Yeah.
big brother.
Yeah.
So Big Cat would always, we would have these like long but short conversations where it was more like, this is where the game needs to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, he would basically acknowledge, like, I know where you from, you nice. He would always give me my love, but he would always give me the perspective of where the game needs to be. And he would show me love, like, hey, Wet, I want you on this record with me, and stuff like that. And it was humbling, because Dre, to me, was already a talent. I thought Dre was gonna go. Like I said, his story is remarkable.
Yeah.
He walk around like ain't nothing wrong with him.
Yeah, you'll never know.
And everything's wrong with him. And like, yo, I love this brother. So he, look, listen, hey man, let me call it what it is. He's the reason why I was making the shift changes in my lifestyle and my choice of music. You know what I mean? Because he was humbly putting, because that word humble, he was humbly putting it in perspective where the game needs to be. You know what I mean? And then when you came along and I heard what you were saying, I said, this is where the game needs to be.
Yeah.
It was him. And then you was the epitome of that coming in. And I was ushering myself out. I was stepping aside like J. Cole. Like, listen, you know, what I'm doing is not conducive to the success of this game. You know what I mean? I'm talking about drug dealing. I'm talking about actual things that I'm doing. I'm talking about weapons that I actually have my hands on. What am I doing? I am destroying a community.
So you think doing music was perpetuating that lifestyle within you?
I was taking on the wrong energy from music. I was taking on the energy of drug dealing, subsequent violence, and a nature that doesn't grow a plant. It cannot grow a child.
Got you. Got you.
So, you know, and ironically, I ended up being in the child business. This is the kid business.
Early on, yeah.
I train kids as young as 5 years old,
Yeah.
right? My job is to make sure they do it right, and they do it at a level where it optimizes their performance, right? Check that out. I'm training a child in the way he or she should go. The book says that.
Yeah.
So I went with the book, and I put my rhyme book down, because that wasn't the way I should go.
So do you ever miss music, making music?
Every day.
I was gonna say I gotta be.
I got joints. I got joints. I got joints that I write and stuff like
for
that.
Therapy.
But then there's that part of me that's still violent. There's that part of me that's still ill-natured. And that's the part of me that I'm trying to, I know there's a balance, but I'm trying to suppress that, or I'm trying to filter it out and get it out. But I refuse to put that out on wax. I refuse to get on a record with you and talk about the stuff that I used to do and think that that needs to be relevant.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to, that's a disservice to my community. My community means more to me than my own selfish ambitions.
I got some clean records with you though that you just complimented me, and I wasn't really on none of that, but you complimented it well, and I
play that.
Yeah.
I think what you said,
know?
man, that's commendable. You know what I'm saying? Like knowing that when you get into that space, you know, you turn into somebody that you're not comfortable with, you don't like, so you don't even put it out. You know what I'm saying, into the world. And I think that's commendable. Bro.
Yeah.
Real.
That's
we gotta give it up to you.
Hey, peace,
To
peace,
S.
peace,
Wax,
peace, amen.
I am global.
Peace, amen.
No cap.
We gonna throw this down?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. This you said
This strong.
Yeah, you
Like I said
a
this.
man
I'm
drink.
not throwing
You
this
don't
down.
throw
I'm gonna
that
sit
down.
He was ready.
Ooh, good Lord. Now look, check this out. So when you do stuff like this, you follow it up with this. I'm gonna tell you the water that I drink, and this is the water that everyone should drink because it's pure. It's fluoride free. You know what I'm saying? Check the contents, of course. But man, I think going. Wow.
Yeah.
So mountain water, Saratoga, Perrier. Like I drink that, like that's my natural water. I drink that, and I drink this throughout the day right here. And it's in plastic. I shouldn't even drink it because it's in plastic. Like all water should be drunk out of glass because if you put this in like a space where the heated temperature, the chemicals that make this plastic becomes the water.
Yeah.
That causes cancer.
Yeah.
That causes cancer.
Yeah.
So you know, folks always drink room temperature water. When you buy water, you're not buying it for show. You buying it to drink it.
So is water the key to staying consistent with fitness? Do you think that's like the initial thing, just being hydrated, right?
Water's life.
Yeah.
I mean, we 80% water.
Yeah.
We 80% water.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Water has oxygen in it. Oxygen creates energy. Our blood is comprised of oxygenated, particles in it.
Right.
So we have to feed that system, so we can operate at an optimal level.
So look, I need some advice for my man here. Because every time he goes to the gym,
It's big brother.
Don't say it every time.
Look, he the dude I throw the ball up to so he can catch
every
it.
time I'm telling you my man is hurt, and I be like, Reese, man, get off of them weights, do them calisthenics. You mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
He mentioned it earlier. I'm like, every time you lifting them weights, I'm like, bro, it's bad for your joints. So what do you recommend? These weightlifting or calisthenics?
That's a great question. So check this out. You have to live. You gotta live. Now it's how you live. And this is why we got the job. I got the job. Yeah, I got the job to teach you how to live. You know what I mean? And it's not a knock on you like you don't know what you're doing. But remember, I spend every day of my waking life doing injury preventive training. So, my job is to make sure when you lift these weights and you only lifting this amount and you only doing this amount of reps and then we're only gonna go up to here and here and then so forth. We're doing it with purpose because we're trying to grow the body with injury prevention. That allows you to go out there and play. Now, it's commonplace that you get hurt. That's sports. Like, when I'm talking to parents, Domi, it's like I'm telling them, like, in sports, you will get hurt. You will get hurt. It's like driving a car. Somebody gonna touch it, whether you know it or not. So our job, what we get paid to do, what pays the bills, is to fix that. So when Reese come in here hurt, we got the elbow, okay, listed on the program. Me and my fellow programmer, we're gonna look at it and we're gonna give you routines here to mitigate that injury from happening again, but also support it with some musculature and stuff like that. And weightlifting is part of that. So he has to lift. He hurt somewhere near his joint, so he really can't do the calisthenics because he needs a musculature through weightlifting to encapsulate those the tendons and the ligaments to give it that support for the joint to operate again and do what it do.
So you big on water, obviously. Are you big on any type of natural, like supplemental? You encourage any supplements when it comes to sports?
I am not a nutritionist. I am not a nutritionist, but what I take is I do take BCAAs, branched chain amino acids, for the recovery of muscles when the muscles get sore. Um, there are products out there that you can take, and I must say this, and anybody's more than welcome to argue with me. I don't care, but you know they're all byproducts, which is man-made. That's not good. You know what I'm saying? But then on the flip side, on the better side, there are products that promote fluidity in the blood flow, that promote joint repair. So you know, near that olecranon that you got the issues at with your ligaments that surround the olecranon, yo, there is natural grown products from the earth that can heal your body, brother. It's just education. It's just finding it and where's it at, you know. And there's brothers that are actually doing that I would refer you to, that can help that. There's a brother in St. Louis. He is amazing. He's amazing. He's a student of, I don't want to say he's a student of Dr. Sebi, but he's in there. He in there. And these are the brothers that we got to protect at all costs. There are people who look like us, who are supplying me with all of the education I need, and it's like I just pray that these brothers and sisters are protected at all costs, because they're the ones, not that doctor that's prescribing you the pills. No, that's drug dealing. I know what it's like to be a drug dealer. I'd be in competition with him back 20 years ago. You know
So fitness requires a lifestyle change or dedication, right? So what happened with you? Was it the change, your lifestyle change, or was it fitness, or was it a tangent when you made this switch over? I know it was always embedded in you, but when you opened this gym and all of that, like, when did you become so dedicated to this, like, hey, I'm going to open up a whole facility?
Kids. It's kids. I only have one child. You know what I mean? So like, you know, let me just keep it real. I'm gonna keep it 100. So, you know, I was out there in the world. You know, I had abortions and stuff like that. Well, I ain't having the shorties have them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and you going along with it because you like, well, shit, that ain't my responsibility. So, like, you taking away the greatest gift that God ever gave to the man. It's the woman and the child. These are gifts that you can't get back. You know, so like now at the age of 43, when I look back at it, you know, it's painful. It's painful. You only get to see your reflection one time. I hope my son gives me grandchildren. I know he will. I know he will. But it's painful because I could have had more children.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I chose selfish ambitions.
Yeah, so do you think that's the biggest sacrifice you made to get where you are today?
So the reason why I'm in business is because of God. I could easily just make $100,000+, do what I'm doing outside this building, drive a dope whip, have a nice crib, and smash shorties of my liking, right? But is that fulfilling the greater purpose? Right? Is that serving humanity? Is it?
Selfish ambition.
It's selfish ambition, right? So me fighting that's like the real me right there. And that's the me that I confront every day. Mm-hmm. You know, how can I not be unselfish? How can I be selfless? And the only way I can be selfless is by serving these children, by serving these people.
Gotcha.
That's it.
Gotcha.
It's service.
Yeah.
I'm in the service business.
I love that, man.
And I give all the glory, all of it, to my Lord and Savior. I give all of it to him.
You're a good dude, man.
You're
a good dude.
So was it an abrupt transition, or was it kind of gradual when it came from coming from music and streets to fitness?
It was at Rappahannock Regional Jail. where I don't have to be caged in the cell. You know what I mean? I get to walk around a little bit. I get to watch this big screen TV. You know what I mean? I get to play more chess games for free. You know what I'm saying? Oh, when we get the food now, I get 2 trays now. You know what I'm saying? It was called CCC.
Yeah.
And I got sent there, and I was so happy. Look at me, I'm in jail. I'm so happy. I was so happy, man. And you get contact visits. You know what I'm saying? I don't get to talk to you through the phone. You know, I was excited, man. And I'm doing good slave work. You know what I mean? I'm doing good slave work. It's an industrial complex.
Yeah.
So I'm watching the jumpers of the other inmates, watching the jumpers, watching they draw. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's me. You know what I mean? And this inmate who was going home, you know, he starts talking wild shit. And I was like, yo, man. I was like, yo, I'm falling, oh, yeah, man, shut the fuck up, bro. You know what I mean? And he was like, what? What you said? So he goes off on me, and I'm just saying, look, I will fuck you up, bro.
On his day
you know
going
what I mean?
home,
I'm folding
like-
my clothes, and I'm letting him know. But see, I was ignorant. I forgot that he was going home, and he was just being the ignorant man that he
Not
was.
when you going home.
You know, yeah, but you got folks. Well, we're gonna talk about people who don't really want to go home
Yeah.
because home is where the heart is.
Yeah.
Some people's heart is in that place.
Yeah. That's
You know what I'm
true.
saying? Some people's greatest life happened there in that place. My greatest transformation happened in that place. So I got locked up. You know, whoa, they come, right? Over argument. So I get slammed to the floor. I get handcuffed. They take us away. Mind you, he going home. I spent the next 8 days in ADSEG, which is administrative, something like
You
that,
in the
separation.
hole, right?
I was in a hole.
Yeah.
I remember it like it was yesterday. Green doors, yellow floors, white walls. Green doors, yellow floors, white walls. And I had a slab, and the only thing I was able to take in there was a picture of my son and the Bible. And it was in there. I read both books, old and new, in the TNIV.
In 8 days.
Yeah, and I got no shower, and I didn't get no rec time. I did 8 days.
Wow.
And that's when I got the goosebumps.
Came out a new
I got
man.
the goosebumps.
Yeah.
That was your humble.
I got the goosebumps. You know, I got the welling of the tears, and enough was enough. And ironically, it was like around my birthday time. You know what I mean? Because my son's mother tried to come visit me and was unsuccessful because they said I was there. But it was around my birthday time. You know what I mean? I had to be reborn. That's for sure. You know what I'm saying?
That was your humbling moment.
That was my humbling moment. That was my last years at the age of 30. That was my last years at the age of 30. Like, enough is enough. Enough is enough. You know.
So who do you think are the people that you benefited the most from to get where you are? Obviously your son, but who are some people that are prominent in your life to your success?
Coach Craig Booth, because he put me in this business. Coach Craig Booth had the Hoop Booth. If y'all remember back in the day, the Hoop Booth Athletic Center. I met him. Look, thanks to my son's mom, she found that place. And I would bring my son there to train, and he found my son, and he did nothing but extraordinary things for my son, but he did nothing but extraordinary things for my career. He put me on. You know what I mean? When I first got locked up for the drug possession with intent to distribute, I went to him because I needed a job to show probation that I was working. He gave me a job. He introduced me to a speed trainer named Marty Peters. Marty Peters gave me a job doing speed training because I was still balling. I was still, you know, fast, athletic, whatever. So he took a liking to that, and that's how I got into it. And this was like in 2010. You know what I'm saying? And then when they both knew I got locked up. Look, let me tell you, hey, Coach is dope because they sent me a letter and said, "Yeah, hey, give him a call." And I gave him a call, and I spoke to him from when I was locked down. And even Marty Peters sent me a letter when I was locked up. So people was there for me when I was locked up. And this was like this was when I got out the hole. So when I got out the hole,
You were a new man.
God was showing me, all right,
Yeah.
look,
Yeah.
I got some people that I want to send your way, and you're gonna do my work, but we're gonna start here. So I said, cool. So I was rapping with them, and you know, on my way out. And then ironically, my cellmate, the brother Mike, he was in the guard. He was on fire with it. So we would be fellowshipping in the cell. I'd be doing my workouts, and he'd be talking about God while I'm doing my workout. I'm doing like 1,200 different types of push-ups in 2 hours, and he talking about God. So he was feeding my spirit while I was feeding my body, and I was on fire with it.
It's amazing how God works. It's amazing. Right?
I can't make this up,
Right, that's
Reese.
what I'm
Reese,
saying.
I cannot make this up,
I
man.
believe you, bro. I mean, God. We always talk about how God pushes you through things, and that's the path He's leading you to your passion, your destination, your calling. So, and that's amazing, bro.
Brother, we holding this podcast on a Sunday.
No cap.
Yo, we holding on. No cap.
So obviously, you have so much motivation, for what you've been through. You say your son, you know what I mean, to stay fit, to stay in this business. How do you motivate others just to get fit, to get and stay fit?
It's so hard. It's so hard. Pause.
That's the toughest challenge, right? Like,
Yeah, because like I gotta do this every day. Every day I have to find myself in a space where I'm inspiring. You know what I mean? I'm running around doing the little fancy pull-ups, or I'm outside running for miles. You may see me running up Bragg Hill. Like, look at this, he crazy, right? It keeps the job. That's the hard part. Remember, I'm 43, so I still gotta think like I'm 23.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and when my son come home, because he was going to school in Miami. I think he's still going back for one more year at Barry University. He's making. I don't want to talk about his business, but he's still in the realm of basketball. So y'all look out for Anthony Melvin Jr. He'll be out there in the realm of basketball. But I would tell him, son, I can't wait till you come home. Like, I miss you so much. See, I got one son. So it's like, you're my everything. And I put everything into him. This business was built off of his back.
Yeah.
This business is built off of his back. He is the reason why this business is up.
How old is your son now?
22.
22. And to your question, it really starts within yourself, right? To get, you are the motivator, but you have to stir something up in them to get them motivated.
Training the trainers.
Yeah.
We got to train the trainers. Like, we got to motivate them. So a lot of my staff, shout out to my brother, Coach Demo. He's an MMA fighter. Like, he's the level.
Yeah.
Like there's me. Like, I'm the programmer, but he's the level. Like, Coach Demo. When I dab him, give him a hug. Like, you could when you hug him, your hand gonna bounce off. Bow. Yeah. He's an MMA fighter. I watched that man take a shot, spill blood, and I watched him still win that fight. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You go into a place and fight somebody for 3 minutes in a round or 5 minutes in a round. You taking shots, and blood is being spilled, and you winning. It's a different respect.
Yeah.
It's a different respect. So look, I'm blessed that he is in this building with me for the past 8 years working with these kids.
And y'all really bringing some talent through these doors, man. Like, I need you to brag about I Am Global for a second, man. Just,
Hey, I'm going to say some names. Y'all know who y'all are. Y'all from the area. I'm just going to go. Hey, Kennedy Flynn, James Monroe High School. She is the 100-meter hurdler champion, record holder. She's holding it for 5 years. We had Kennedy since Kennedy was like just barely double-digit years. Girlfriend going to the University of South Carolina Gamecocks. RJ Adams, that's my brother from Woodbridge. He been through the portal, but look where he started. He went to Kentucky, Georgia Tech. Now he back home at the HBCU, North Carolina A&T. And look, low key, y'all need to know this, that the NFL cheats on the world with HBCUs. Yes, they do. They cheat on them. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where the talent is. Talent there. Ain't talent there. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no damn Power 5. It's there. And I'm gonna say one more. I'm gonna say some more names.
Go ahead.
You stop me,
I need some.
young Domi. You stop me
Nah,
when
go
you ready.
ahead.
Look, watch this now. Cameron Taylor. Check this out. Cameron Taylor, Mountain View High School. Check this out. She has static with her freshman coach. Girlfriend scored 5 goals in 5 games as a freshman. Varsity. So she had static with her coach. She said, I ain't messing with you. Her mother said, she going play AAU. She played AAU, and guess what happened? Girlfriend ended up getting a scholarship to Central Michigan University, did soccer 2 years there, transferred over to Duquesne, just finished her degree. And guess what? It's in physical therapy. We'll be working together. She live in Pittsburgh. Yo, I got kids, Division I, Division II. I done had them for 10 plus years. It's just dedication, and I did my job. And then God put people with me to help me do my job. Lene Pina, that's called the Oracle. Lene Pina's the Oracle. She is really the chief programmer. On my card, it'll say program director. I direct the program, but the program come from her. You know what I mean? So like, I would send her my work. I would say, well, what do you think, coach? And if she wants to scrap the whole shit, she can scrap the whole shit. So there are people in place to make this work. I am only one man. I make sure that I surround my people, and God gives me the power of discernment to discern who is for and who is not for this business. And the requirement for this business is, if you love kids, you can work here. If you don't love kids, it was nice knowing you. I don't think this is gonna work for you.
So there's no
And we
fitness
chuck 'em the
requirement.
deuce.
Just
Yeah. That go without saying.
sign me up, man.
That go without saying.
Yeah, you need a
Like
job.
you still gotta be in the. Most of my staff is student athletes. And their majors are in the exercise science field. If it's in the sport management field, it's the exercise science field, right? So as long as you're in those areas of fitness, and it gives me the opportunity to give you credits towards your major in school. So your class may require you to say, hey, where you work, because you'll get credit for that. I provide that information to the universities. So. You have to have that in order to work here.
Yeah.
You can't work here.
I mean, y'all halfway doing physical therapy too, man, with all of that training. I mean,
I got something for you.
Is that? Talk to me, man. Spill the beans.
Hey, Domi, I'm a former physical therapy
Are
technician.
you serious?
I used to work at, I got receipts. Orthopedic Specialty Clinic, and what's the other one? Fredericksburg Spine and
man.
Rehab with Dr. Reno. The first one is with Dr. Joanne Kyman. Let me tell you, but all of that, but from Joanne Kyman at Orthopedic Specialty Clinic, I'm name dropping because I want to make sure the receipts are there. Katie Hawk, who formerly is Katie Schlim, she put me on. She's the game changer. She put me in position to injury preventive training.
There you go.
Brother, that is the money.
Yeah.
The money is made in injury prevention. Let's say Reese signed up. Okay, Reese, here's the program. How's your elbow feeling? I don't feel a lot better. That's all I need to hear. So now when he dunk it, he don't feel it.
So let me ask you, man, what's the biggest reward out of all of this that you're doing? What is that thing that does inspire you to inspire others every single day?
Not being a young Anthony Melvin.
So just you're running from your old self.
That dude, I'm leaving that self-ambitious dude alone. I'm trying to walk away from him.
Okay.
God taking me here, I'm trying to leave him alone. So what do? I use this place as my ministry to say, don't be him.
Man, so God really spared your life all them years, man. You're not supposed to You know what I'm saying? Reach these levels, man. You're here.
So you see this as what you're doing, and in general, fitness as a form of mental health. I know I do, man. It took me a while to realize that. You know what I'm saying?
So shout out to my therapist, Miss Eva, from Catholic Charities. I had to get a whole therapist because it was hard for me to compartmentalize this extraordinary amount of work with being responsible for like 40 to 50 plus people in here, and you are writing programs for every last one of them, and you are making sure you administer a program that's conducive to their success. That is a lot of stress. And then you still gotta have a private life, you know what I'm saying? And then you still gotta have you still gotta be able to conduct business in that same realm. So I needed somebody to help me, and therapy is so taboo in our communities that we don't understand that therapy's main goal is to help you compartmentalize what makes you whole, what brings out your best innate self. Like whatever make you smile, you gotta stay there. And if there's something that make you feel bad, bring it to me. We're gonna filter through that. We're gonna face that together, and then we're gonna get through that part so you can get back to smiling again. That's what I did. You know what I mean? For me, and even from the Bronx. So you know, it was a hit off the bat. You know what I mean? That's really the key to success. The key to success is you got to make sure your mental and your spiritual is being tended to. You know what I'm saying? So I also want to say, and I'm not trying to go off on a tangent. I just want to kind of drive my point home on how can I be my best self. You have to have your mental strength, your physical strength, your emotional strength, which equates to emotional intelligence, and most of all, you have to have your spiritual strength, because it's that inside of you. It's that innate self. That's the driver. That's the engine. And if you can't ignite that engine, you're going to need that therapist. You're going to need that gym. You're going to need the other factors to help you ignite that last piece. That last piece. So there are people in here, Coach Brendan Harrison, who I trained for 14 years. I trained her whole life. I've been to every ceremony she invited me to, and I watched her graduate. And she's a whole professional in the U.S. government, and she's my right hand. That's also my praying sister. And from Strong Tower Ministries, by the way, that's my praying sister.
Okay.
I pray with that woman. That woman, she should be sending me the scriptures from Strong Tower today, from Pastor Jeff. I should be getting the scriptures, the notes from her on what the sermon said, and I read through them. So I'm getting my church.
Yeah. And you talk about your best self. Are you at your best self today? Do you feel you're at your
Not
best?
even close.
So when were you in the best shape of your life?
I
Mentally
never
and
was.
physically? Never was?
I never was.
Still trying to get there.
I was trying to get there. Because this guy.
You know, that was another one of the questions too about, and I'm glad you touched on that, the mental, spiritual, and physical, because, you know, in the realm of fitness, a lot of people think it is just physical. You know, it's a lot of peer pressure on the world, body shaming to have a certain shape and look and stuff like that. And to me, that just shows a lack of mental and emotional fitness when you just running off the pressures of what society wants you or what you think you should look like. And I'm like, well, what about the other parts of your well-being and health? And I'm glad you touched on that, where being physically in shape is not just physical for you. It's mental, spiritual, emotional, all of that.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you brought that point home, because I think that's something that people definitely need to, you know, take heed to. You know, people in the gym all day, but mental, emotional shot, you know what I mean?
Be going through depression.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Be out here cheating on their spouses. You know what I mean? Be out here, abusing drugs. Be out here, you got folks who got all the money in the world. They're abusing other people, like the devil real. The devil real. You know what I mean? You got people. I ain't saying no names. I'm not looking for no clout. But you got people in high places that can change the world, bro. They can change the whole world. But they out here doing the most hideous and heinous things.
Yeah.
Like, that's a real thing. And then you got folks like myself that says like, oh, I know what it's like to be the bad guy, but I don't want to be the bad guy. Like, I love seeing the kids smile. I love attending their game and watching them score the touchdown, or watching Savannah Ballou, little blonde girl, you know what I mean, little Mormon, go 15-1 for the season, striking out 150 girls, and she got D1 offers. Like, I live for that. And her teammate, I just left her teammate house, Amanda Ash, and she committed to Towson. You think I'm not going to Towson to watch her play? You think I ain't gonna go there, make it a whole trip? I'll bring my shorty with me. We'll spend some money, cop some dope kicks, eat some good food, go to the beach out there, look at the waves, hold her on tight, give her what's my sweet everything stuff, and go watch Amanda play, and go have dinner with her family afterwards. Brother, that's life. That fulfills me. That fulfills me. That takes me to places as close to God that I'll ever get. So that's why I'm in this business. And I'm doing this till the day I leave this earth. I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. Sure, I want to make records. Sure, I want to do that. Yo, for me to jump on a record with you, that's star status for me. Because I'm not the star. You are. So that's like you making me better. But I gotta be in a place to where you accept me. I can't bring that sweat. I can't bring that guy. That guy dead and buried.
Yeah.
He going.
I shouldn't address you as that, man.
You sure
Anthony
can.
Melvin, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey.
Mr. Anthony Melvin.
So you
Coach, you know what I'm saying?
But it's okay.
It's just,
It's
you know,
okay. It's okay because I know who that guy is. I know who he is.
Yeah.
And I'm telling him that I'm better than him. I'm telling him that he under my footstool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the streets know me as that. That name was derived from drug dealing. I was a drug dealer for like 15 years. I was selling drugs since I was 17.
Silhouette.
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 I was selling drugs. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because they know the real name. Like S Wet was the short name.
Silhouette.
But the streets, they know that the rap community knew that name.
Yeah.
But I was just I couldn't shake it. The streets were so addicted.
Man, how did you link up with Hurricane and C's and when you came down here? Like how did that happen?
Has been in college. Cause I went to Virginia State on it was like a 72% scholarship. You know, they give you some money because they think you're gonna play and stuff like that. You're gonna be a commodity for the school. But I went there and did everything opposite of that. I was up there. I was smoking weed, drinking MD-20, and having sex with shorties. And you know, it was just so fun at the time. You know what I mean? Hey, I remember when we was in New York.
Who was there?
I remember when we was in New York and we was about to drive down so that I could play for them and they could see what I got. And I ended up sleeping with some shorty the night before, bro. Like, I ended up using my energy.
Because you had a scholarship.
Using my energy
Yeah.
with something that ain't got nothing to do with my success.
Right.
I gave something else my energy.
Yeah.
Instead of putting all my energy
Into you. Thank you.
Hey, listen, y'all, I lost my career because I diverted my energy.
Wow.
This is an energy business. Life is an energy business.
That way.
Whatever you put your energy into, there's science when you take two compounds, you go boom, 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 boom. When the compounds make contact, it gets bigger. It gets bigger. It gets bigger. And the same thing happened with your muscles. There's sacromeres in your muscles. When you lifting, like the sacromeres keep getting closer. And then when they interlock, boom, they get bigger. It's all energy, right? Let's say I put my energy into this every day. let's say I put my energy into this chemicalized weed that they got y'all out there smoking, right? Let's say I put energy into these shorties with these BBLs because, you know what I mean, I gotta have something to smash. Let's say I do that. All my energy's going into places I ain't got nothing to do with my success. And that's how you become a failure. And then the book reads, the book say, yo, faith without works is dead. You know, you show me your faith, I show you my works, I show you my faith by my works. So when I'm speaking something, I'm just putting my faith into the work. I'm putting my faith into the work. Hey yo, in my office being redone right now, but in my office, I got prayers written out. I write out my prayers and stuff like that. Putting energy into it.
Yeah. So it's growing in your life.
Putting energy into it.
Yeah.
Put energy into it. So when you put energy into your desires and you put energy, it starts to manifest itself.
Yeah.
It's not even like we ain't even being fancy with this shit. Like that's really what it is. Like it's time and energy, and time and energy is the most expensive commodities a human being could ever attain. It's the most expensive. So when people be paying their money to get the kids to train, I'm like, I bet. It's time and energy. You know? Forget your dollar amount.
Yeah.
There's more that has to be invested. You should invest $10,000, $20,000, $50,000. Put the time and energy into it and you'll see it manifest. See it manifest. And that's life. That's a life thing. So we can equate science to being the Christian that I am, or the Muslim that my girl is, stuff like that. We can equate the two. It's time and energy. You put your time and energy into your faith, then you start to see things manifest. You put time and energy into your lyrics, the songs start to sound amazing. You put time and energy into your fitness, the body changes. You start to see the muscles you ain't never seen before. You put time and energy into your marriage, you get to do blissful things, travel together, make financial plans together. You know what I mean? Get each other's best selves out, never argue with each other. You put time and energy into your child. You get to see your child grow into the plant that you envisioned from day one. It's time and energy, brother. Yeah. That's why I'm leaving that dude. I can't look, he here. I have to leave him. Yeah. Because if I put time and energy into him, I will lose every time. So when you ask me that question, what was the question? Or thought.
What you asking?
You asked me a question. You said, "Damn, Reese, help me, brother. This liquor hurt me, man. This liquor hurt me. Look, you drinking as much as me. Look at it, man.
That's probably why I'm low.
You asked me a question, but we'll paraphrase. You asked me a question that said something about like time and energy. It has something because it led to this tangent that I went off of. You cannot put your time and energy into stuff that's gonna consume you.
Yeah. And take you off your path of success and where you need to, where you're trying to go. So what would you tell yourself, your 20 years ago, your 23-year-old self? What advice would you give them? Because they need it.
I confronted this at the SCPA. So I go and speak to at-risk youth up the block over here near Walmart. Mary Washington has at-risk youth there, and they have brothers like myself and others. And me, I met this sister at the library. I was doing work, and I met her there, and she, we hit it off, and I invited her to go to the event. Miss Jackson, what's up, Miss Jackson? We went there, and hopefully I don't cry when I say this, because the spirit is in me. And so I'm going to try to say this as contrite, say this as professional as I can be. I was at the end of my lecture, and I'd been doing this for like 4 years with that group. And I said something to the point of your question. What would the 43-year-old say to the 23-year-old Anthony. And I almost lost it. Man, I held it because I was like, I was gonna cry so much, but I didn't want to break down in front of these group of kids, you know. But it's gonna happen because I keep getting confronted with the 23-year-old.
That question? Wow, man.
It's so hard, brother. I would be there for that brother. I would put my hands on his shoulders and I would tell him, everything's gonna be all right. Come with me. Yo, I got you.
That's crazy. I'm getting goosebumps now. Because I asked someone this a few weeks ago and they told me the same thing, that everything will work out.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Because if you're satisfied as the way you are in life right now, you wouldn't change anything. That's what got you here. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't make the decisions that you made, if you didn't do what you did in your past, who's to say you would have made it here right now?
Correct. And Reese, my brother, you hit the nail. Like you just nailed the whole picture on the board. You just nailed it. Cause that's what it is. And these fancy books that we read, you know, in the Bible and the Quran and all that, we read these fancy books that talk about the wretches, the losers of life, that God never leaves.
Exactly. Yeah.
King David's a whole bad dude, bro. King David's a whole, he an MFer. He sent a dude out. How you gonna send Shorty Man out there like that? And then you gonna smash his shorty. How you gonna do that, yo? You was a whole bad person for that. And not even that. The book says to get him killed, bro. There's people like that in this world, man. You get locked up and you got a shorty outside the walls. Oh. Good luck and God bless. Good luck and God bless.
Yeah, dude.
You understand what I'm saying? So like, you know, but that 23-year-old Anthony, man, I didn't have anybody to put it. You know, my dad, look, listen, I love my parents, man. My parents, there's a whole story about our life where in our community, my mom was one of 7 children. She is the one that married the best. She married the best man known to man. She married my father. I came from a 2-parent home. I came from the tenement where my father was in the Navy. We lived in a 1-room apartment with the mice on 233rd and White Plains. Then we lived in Eden Wall Projects on the 2nd floor. That's where the roaches was there with the mice. And then we lived in Carb City where we got a terrace and we ain't had no more mice, but we had roaches. It was on the 10th floor in the 31st floor building. You know, you could go on the roof and you could see Manhattan from there and from the Bronx. And then my dad working his ass off. He worked in the Bronx house, but before that he worked at Rikers Island. You know, everybody hear about the infamous Rikers Island? My father was a correction officer there. My father could have been an inmate there. I was lucky. I'm a lucky kid, man. My father worked his ass off. He moved us up to upstate New York in Walden, New York. We lived up there for like 4 years or whatever, 4.5 years, and then he moved us to this big ass house in Virginia, down Route 3, in Fox Chase. Y'all know Fox Chase down Route 3, them big ass houses, all that land. My dad did that. My dad worked his ass off and moved us there. And my mom worked too. My mom is the linchpin to all this, but she married right. She married right. That's a real black family. And then look, check this out. After they got rid of all of us, guess where they moved? They moved to Tampa, Florida. Nice house in Tampa, Florida. Guess what? Sold that house. Now they got an even better house in Tampa, Florida. That's my parents.
Yeah.
That's my black parents, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Still together.
And I'm chasing that legacy.
Yeah.
I'm chasing that. But hold on now. We gonna keep giving them flowers. Hey, mom, dad, I'm gonna keep giving you flowers. Watch this. Cause I know y'all look at me like the black sheep. I know. You know, y'all know I be on one. My parents was bringing me to church. We was going to Holy Tabernacle in Manhattan, down there off of like 1st Avenue and like 98th or whatever. or 96. I don't remember. But we would go into church. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? Guess what? I remember when I was running the streets and my parents was trying to, work and do stuff like that, and there was nobody to watch me. I was out there in New York City shit. Brother, I was taking the train and the bus when I was like 9 years old in New York, man. You understand what I'm saying? Like, in New York, you growing up like this, baby. You growing up like this. Like, you growing up fast. Look, why I found out that the man that owned that church in Manhattan had his own house in the Bronx on Dyer Avenue. And I was lost in the streets. I was just walking around, and I found them having a barbecue. And I had a barbecue at my pastor's house. God been there from day one. I just had to get humbled by Virginia to see who God was. And so now that I know who God is, you ain't gotta tell me about New York. You ain't gotta tell me about VA. You ain't gotta tell me about none of that shit. None of that shit means nothing to me. God means everything to me.
I got 2 questions, man, because we already an hour deep. But I got
Oh
2
shit!
questions
I'm sorry. Yeah, I
No,
be
I'm glad you did. We want them an hour. The thing is, you mentioned this off script, but I just heard you mention it, caught my ear. You said you're Christian and your wife is Muslim.
That's not my wife. It's my girl. I'm seeing a woman right now. She Muslim. She just converted. Beautiful woman. My son's mother is a Catholic, probably still a Catholic. So I was like a lot of bouncing around with religion. But I'm a Christian by association. I'm a Christian. You know what I mean? But I like to just call myself a son of God that follows God's principles. You know what I mean? That's who I really am. So I don't really like to claim anything. I just want to know that I'm a son of God. You know what I'm saying? I'm a son of God. I recognize Jesus as a cool brother, a great brother. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen. I ain't trying to lead nobody astray. I ain't trying to take nobody off on anything. But do your research about these extraordinary people. You may find out some things that you didn't want to find out. But do your own research. Do your own research. Because as long as you being good to your brothers and sisters, as long as you raising a child in the way they should go, doing the right thing, guess what? Guess what, humans? You doing God's work. Stop running to these books going crazy. Just be good to people, be good to yourself, eat the right food. You know what I'm saying? Be a good person, and you doing God's work, man. Put energy into good work so you can manifest great things. That's God's work. Anything outside of that is not God's work, man. Stop complicating shit, man. Stop doing that, man. Because that's what, listen, I'm going to call it what it is. A lot of religions do that. They complicate shit. You know what I'm saying? When really, just be a good person. Be a good person. Don't hurt nobody. Love one another. Men, do not hurt your women. Raise your child. If you out there making children with women that you don't want to be with, that don't mean nothing. Go raise your child. Go raise your child. Because if you don't raise your child, and your child coming to I'm Global Sports, and I'm training them, and I don't see you, Dad, I ain't got no respect for you.
No cap.
No respect. No cap.
No cap. So I Am Global Sports. How do people get involved? Y'all got any events? Just any contact info, anything you can share with the people.
Hey, I'mGlobalSports.com. Register so we can get you started and train here. Remember, you're not just training here. You are trying to cultivate a culture of goal setting, meaning I'm trying to become the highest amateur student athlete, or I'm trying to be my most fittest as an adult. Whatever that goal is, will help you achieve it. But listen, God is in this house. God is in this house.
Let it be known.
And this is my ministry.
Yeah.
Remember that. Believe that. And that's a fact.
That's love.
If you can deal with that, you can deal with me.
That's what I love you, brother.
Oh, I love you more, brother.
Thank you, man.
I love you more, man.
Like
Yeah.
that. We're
This
gonna
was
take
awesome.
we're gonna take a photo.
Hey, Reese, thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Oh man, this was
Yeah.
awesome, my brothers.
This is no cap.
no question.
No cap, y'all.
No question. No
That's
question,
that.
man.
That's that.
I had a great time, brother.
Rock,
Oh,
that joint
man.
cut off about 5 minutes ago, but